Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of our PAC Politics Podcast, a podcast by our United Resource PAC. If you don't know, we are a tax-exempt political organization. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. I am your host, Brittany McDowell, and again, I welcome you to today's show, although I am not happy about what I have to address today. This is our first episode since our country, our nation's capital, was attacked by domestic terrorists. And I am livid. I am utterly livid. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, so often we talk about American exceptionalism. We talk about the greatness of America, the founding fathers, and the ideals to which we all kind of agreed to subscribe to. Those thoughts for me have been shattered. It is still unfathomable on so many levels that people who have the audacity to call themselves Americans, we talk about rhinos, Republicans in name only. Those are Americans in name only. Americans in name only. In their actions, they are not Americans. In their thoughts, they are not Americans. In the way that they want to fight for what they call democracy, they are anything but American. That said, today's episode is unlike any episode that we've done before. I always say this is not going to be a long episode. It's not going to be a long episode because all I am going to do today is read to you a press release that we have put out in response to the domestic terrorism that has recently taken place within this country. I'm afraid that if I attempt to deviate from just reading the press release, if I even attempt to continue to talk about it, or if I try to talk about something else, I won't be able to because I am still absolutely livid. I'm not just mad about the actions of the domestic terrorists. I'm mad about the response to, or the failed or lack of response that we have seen to the domestic terrorists. I will applaud several people around this country who have already had multiple times over and over and over again the conversations about how one group is not able to do what another group does, and the group could be any group, right? African Americans, Latino Americans, Muslim Americans, like substitute it for any, but who else would have been able to do what we saw a few days ago here in the United freaking States of America, a country that I love, a country that I have been proud, and I'm still proud to call my own, but in this moment, I am not proud. Forget the actions of if you ask me, the people who are Americans in name only, I'm not talking about, but I'm not proud of the response, the lack of response that we have had to domestic terrorists. This is my country. I want it defended. We have not defended this country. We have failed to defend democracy. What message are we sending? Not just to more domestic terrorists, because they breed in a cesspool, right? That wasn't the first time we saw domestic terrorism, and it certainly won't be the last. What's the message by our lack of response that we send to those who looked at that event and saw hope in what they can do in terms of terrorizing real Americans, terrorizing, bringing down democracy? As we learn more and more and more and more and more, I just can't believe what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing in videos. But let me stop myself, because I told you, if I do more than read the press release that we put out, I can't promise you about anything that I will say, how it will sound and how it will come out. So that said, And don't even get me started on what not domestic, but, those foreign terrorists could. Will Al-Qaeda be here next week, seeing how easy it was to breach the Capitol? My goodness. Let me read this press release we put out yesterday. I'm going to read it, then I'm going to be done. So, this is the press release that we put out yesterday. You can find it on our website. We also will offer it if you want it. You can access it by joining our email list, and we are sending that to people who join our email list. So, here I go. Our United Resource PAC condemns the seditious acts by domestic terrorists and the politicians that support/encourage them. For immediate release. Reno, Nevada, January 7th, 2020. This just in. Our United Resource PAC, an independent expenditure-only political action committee, strongly condemns not only the seditious acts done by domestic terrorists against American democracy, but we also strongly condemn each and every politician that has enabled the traitorous and treasonous behavior of the American domestic terrorists. We vow, as an organization, to politically oppose any and all politicians that enabled the actions of domestic terrorist thugs who stormed our nation's capital on January 6th, 2021. And we will do so now and in the future elections, regardless of the issue we are focused on at that time. We cannot and will not ever support domestic terrorists or the political actors that support, enable, and encourage them. We stand with America. That's our press release. I am telling you, not just as the host of this show, as the person who just read that press release, but as the person who founded our organization, as the American who serves on our board, as our president on our board of directors, and also as the American who serves as our chief executive officer at this organization. We will never support any politician that has aided the domestic terrorists who terrorized not just our nation's capital, but who terrorized each of our ideas of democracy, each of our oh my gosh, like this was, look at, they didn't even terrorize Americans. You have people in other countries that are questioning democracy, what it means, what it is, all based on the events of the 6th. These people have not just terrorized Americans, they've terrorized the world. And because of the terror that they have caused, we will not look past the people who encouraged their behavior, who in a lot of ways planted the seeds to start the behavior. Some planted the seeds, some watered. In a lot of ways, many politicians are responsible. It's not just Trump. He's numero uno. But it ain't just him. A lot of politicians have blood on their hands. Not just the blood of people who died, but the blood of our democracy is on their hands. And they must pay for it. They must be held accountable. And I'm not talking about physical harm or anything. I'm talking about they need to be kicked out of office. And if they're not going to be kicked out of office now, we must never forget. We must never aid them in their efforts to seek re-election. So even if they don't get the boot now, based on how our politics runs in this country, they'll be peddling for cash pretty soon. But don't you dare give these people a dime. And when you find out through campaign finance reports that organizations are making contributions to them, don't you dare give those damned organizations any of your money. They don't deserve it because they are terrorists against American democracy. I'm livid. But even in this moment of being livid, even in this moment of just, I don't even have the words to, like, there is a glimmer of hope that I have. And that glimmer of hope is in real Americans. Real Americans are not the people that we saw. Those are Americans in name only. You are a real American. You who do not storm the Capitol. You who vote. You who accept elections. You who campaign for politicians that you agree with. You're a real American. You who make contributions to organizations like ours or other organizations or directly to politicians, you are a real American. And I'm not talking about making contributions to politicians who want to overthrow a damn election. I'm talking about real politicians, the people who accept reality. We cannot have a country where people fail to accept reality. You cannot have rational conversations with people who refuse to accept reality. Our days of trying to talk to these people have to be over. And if you do not think, even with 12 days left, if you do not think that this president, this COVID in chief needs to be removed from office, not by force, because we don't call for that, right? We're real Americans. But he doesn't need to be removed from office via either the 25th Amendment or impeachment. If you don't think that, and if you think, oh, well, there's only a few more days, you are not a real American because you don't see the danger we are all in. What is to stop this man? You know what? Let me stop. Because I told you, if I don't, I will go off. That said, you have a good day. Be safe. Please be safe. Keep your eyes and your ears open. That might be tough because I'm telling you to wear a hazmat suit because COVID is real. It is getting dangerous. We are having over 4,000 people a day in this country die. And we will have more as long as COVID in chief is running the shit show. Excuse me. See, I'm mad. So let me stop. Have a good day. Please. I know it's hard because I'm torn between feeling like I'm living in a dream, like this cannot be freaking real. Am I living in a third world country where like they try and overthrow this is not America. This is not the stuff I've signed up for. And I know you guys didn't sign up for it either. We are Americans. We are better than this. Not in terms of just accepting elections, but we're better than this in terms of how we respond to seditious acts, to domestic terrorism. Call for your elected officials to hold people accountable. Call for your elected officials to demand people get the hell out of there. But I'm done. I've already cursed. Lord, forgive me. I didn't mean to do that. And if you had any children with you, I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. I will go put some money in a square jar that I need to create. Okay? Have a good day. Please stay safe. And I'm sorry if this was not like any other show that I've done before, but I've never been this pissed off. Hopefully. Look, Bath and Body Works just had a sale. I ordered some spa stuff. Can't guarantee you that it will help me much if I use it between now and Monday. But I will try my best to calm down and give you a regular normal show on Monday. Sorry I couldn't do it today because I'm still pissed off from earlier this week. My day literally, I was on my lunch break. Had just done a Target run too. went to Target, picked up my items. I don't go in the store. I have them bring it out. Then I went and picked up, what did I pick up on the way home? I think I picked up Panda Express. I can't remember. Picked up something. Came back, was sitting down eating. Watching. I wasn't watching C-SPAN. I was watching something. I think I was watching MSNBC. Went from bad to worse so quick. I'm still in that dream. Woke up the next day, just really hoping that maybe that was some terrible dream that I had since I'm entrenched in politics. Was really hoping I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to realize that I was out of my mind. Maybe I took too much Tylenol. I don't know. Tylenol will do that. I was really hoping it would have been something. But literally, to wake up the next day and realize that, this stuff was real. This really happened in America. I'm still coming to terms with it. Quite honestly, I might need to book a session of some therapy. Because I can't believe that we, not only that people who call themselves, that's not even, it's not even the fact that people who call themselves Americans decided to do that. People can call themselves whatever the heck they want to call themselves. But it's the fact that we have failed to adequately respond to it. We have failed to, if anything, we are enabling the people who in the future want to be terrorists to our country, whether foreign or domestic. When we fail to adequately, expeditiously, and sufficiently address terrorism, we set ourselves up for more. Second helping, please. I refuse to do that. And I vow with every bone in my body to make sure any politician. Goodbye, y'all. Have a good day. I'm done.